Go ahead. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all aspects and viewers, this is your host, 513 Keith, tapping in with WR 513 Will. We are live here at the Double P podcast. Yes, I said it, ladies and gentlemen. Double P. The other P, may she rest in, solitude. She not dead or nothing like that, my guy, but she out handling her own thing. She doing radio, she doing modeling, she doing stuff like that. So she out there doing her own thing while we keeping the boat afloat and pushing forward. We gonna get to that freedom land. But what the couple things we gonna necessarily talk about, and I'm gonna let my man WR513 sit up here and explain that. Is some of the particular topics that we gonna sit up here and talk about today. So, what you want to talk about, my man?
Right off the rip though, man, what is your idea of when you have a dog or a pet or something like that, though? Like, I mean, have you ever had a dog before?
Yeah, I used to have dogs when I was little.
What kind of dog did you have?
Pit bulls.
Pit bulls. That's great. That's a great example. So how necessarily did you treat your pit bull? I mean, I know pit bulls do things like when they're a puppy and all that, they tend to bite on everything. Everything is a chew toy for them. Yeah. So how did you all handle that?
I mean, chewing on stuff, we just played with them a lot more. I ain't gonna say we necessarily trained them, but we got them to where it was like, no, yes, go get this, little simple stuff, like the basics and everything.
Okay, so you said play with him a lot more,
play with him, man. He won't chew on stuff.
So you had him so you kept him occupied.
Yeah, basically.
And did you all buy him more chew toys? More things that was edible for him to eat on instead of
turkey bones.
Okay,
about the biggest side of my leg. We got turkey bones,
turkey bones like that. Instead of so did that keep him off of the shoes and the wires and all the other stuff that they just like to chew on?
Hell yeah, because of that simple fact. He was always smelling that bone and everything.
So he knew to smell the scent of the bones.
Yo.
So let me ask you this right here. So did y'all have things like wee-wee pads? Did y'all lay pads around the house that he knew that he was supposed to
when he was a puppy, when he was a puppy, we had him like here and there all throughout the house or whatever room that he was particularly in.
Mm-hmm.
But like as he got older and everything, you start taking him out. You be like, okay, you gotta go to the vet. Like I don't know how people talk to their dogs now, but like I'm gonna talk to my animal like it's a person because they understand it, but at the same time they're not gonna understand it as the same thing to where they can sit up there and be like, open the door, okay. Nah, some of them do. Don't get it twisted, because I done seen some videos out there like that. But like what I'm basically saying is like you just gotta communicate with your dog and like have that dog understand what it is that you're trying to get across. Like if it's something bad, you give him a bad if it's something bad, you show him that example and you be like, no, don't do this again. You how they say it, not chastise, but you basically give.
How did you all discipline your dog?
Flick him in the nose.
Flick him in the nose?
Not flick him in the nose, but you tap his nose and stuff. Be like, no.
Now the nose is like the most sensitive spot on the dog, right?
That's what I'm saying. But like,
we didn't give him a thump on the nose. So y'all went in there beating that dog, right?
We not none of them Karens and Kyles and stuff out there talking about get off me. Speaking of that, I seen a video a little minute ago. I can't tell you how long ago because it was a while, and I don't have a lot of stuff go in and out of my head. But we're not gonna talk about that right now. Basically, it was a white girl. She was doing a little TikTok. She was doing her little thing, but the dog was being a dog. And you sitting up here like, you playing? Like, I'm playing with you. Out of nowhere, the dog was like, come here. I'm going to get on you. And she like, move, get off me. By her doing all that, it's like the dog thought she was still being playful. And she was still trying to make her TikTok. Nah, she flipped shit on the dog. Excuse my French to all the ones that's listening.
This uncut.
Uncut?
This uncut.
I'm gonna say,
this is the third. We're taking the gloves off this episode right here.
Damn. So you bringing out the brass knuckles?
Yeah, Ace. Shout out to Ace.
Shout out to my man, Lord Ace.
Yeah, Ace. We taking the knuckles. I mean the things off. We taking the gloves off. Go ahead.
Take the gloves. Yeah, but basically she was sitting up there beating the dog and everything, talking about no, stop. No, I'm like the whole. Y'all might know what I'm talking about. Like the dog was like white with like black spots and like.
So it was a video. It was a video that went viral. Whole video.
Yeah, that viral is an understatement. She got chastised.
How did the public respond to her?
You're not supposed to be doing that. You're supposed to love your dog. Why are you beating him?
And there is a certain skin complexion that love animals, and they may love them more than they love us.
Yeah.
I remember it was I think it was the beginning of 2019. The end of 2000. It was either the beginning of 2019 or the end of 2019. And I remember it was like Christmas, and it was like I think it wasn't cold that time, or it wasn't as cold as it had gotten. And there was a lady. She was on the news, and she was literally crying puppy dog tears because she found a puppy that was abandoned in this yard. He was almost like almost in a ditch or whatever. And he must not have been there no long, probably no more than about 3 or 4 days. He had lost a little weight or whatever. His bones, his skeleton and stuff like that was showing. But they caught him in time, and she was on there boohooing like bad. Like it was almost like her mom had passed away. And so, they love their animals. Me personally, like when I was growing up, we never had a dog or a cat or nothing like that.
Yeah.
My parents weren't going for that. My mom especially, she wasn't going for that.
Hell no, you gotta clean up after that motherfucker.
Yes,
You gonna clean him.
And
you
then
gonna
we-
feed him. You gonna do everything.
Yes, and we came from a family of 7, so 7 was already enough to be cleaned up after each other.
8.
But yeah, so yeah, a dog or a cat is like another family member or whatever.
But
It's
then
like
you
a
gotta
baby.
realize if you get one dog, if that out of the 7 people that's sitting up there trying to play with that dog, you might have one of the little younger ones like, I want a dog too. Now you got 2 or 3 more dogs. Now you got
Yeah.
a whole little pack of them.
Yeah, you
Don't
got a
get
whole
me wrong,
family.
dogs is protective. They stay in packs. They stay in groups. That's why they like to be around a lot of
Facts, they
people.
like wolves, yeah.
Yeah, so
And they are very loving or whatever. So, long story short, my grandmother, she had a dog and my uncle had a dog. I've never seen neither one of them hit their dogs, like physically hit their dogs. Like my grandmother, she had like, I'm not good with the names of dogs and stuff like that. Some people know dogs. The only thing I can do is describe it. This dog was probably like no more than about that big. He was a little dog, a little white fluffy dog, adorable little dog. His name was Benji. R.I.P. him. He passed away.
R.I.P. my nigga Benji.
When I was 18. But he passed away some years ago, and my grandmother, she was crushed. Because it initially was my aunt's dog, but she didn't take care of the dog. So my grandmother, she took care of... What's going on, man?
Nah, because you said when you was 18, boy. I was about...
Listen, we not about to get into that. Check it. So...
That's what I said. That's all. It's like, nah, but nah.
So
We know
I
you
never...
25, bro. Stop playing
Of course. So we know... I never seen her beat her dog.
Yeah.
Like she may have yelled at him, or she took like a newspaper and she hit it, and they would put their head down and they would be ashamed because they don't like the sound of crumbling newspaper and things like that. But and my uncle, he had a dog named Boss. He was a boss. He'd be running around there. Everything he did, it was real bossy. It was real bossy. Like, but he wasn't aggressive, but he was like assertive. He was like playful. He was energetic. He was like a ball of energy, just all over the place. And I never seen either one of them hit their dog. So there was. Like, I knew these people, like, her son and the mother, like, they be putting the smackdown on, like, literally smackdown. I mean, I'm talking about a frying pan.
SmackDown versus Raw. That's what it is.
A frying pan, a pot, extension cord, pushing down the stairs.
What? Not the
Listen,
stairs, though.
The stairs. Like, I don't know what that is for a dog, but I'm sure it's some type of abuse or whatever.
They ain't got no balance, so that's all types of abuse. So you just
tumble down the stairs though, like. And I know for when you push like a human, don't do that. But when you push a human down the stairs, if you push a human down, that's manslaughter. No, it's attempted murder.
Yeah, it's attempted murder.
Attempted murder. So
don't be doing that out there, y'all.
Yeah,
all
don't do
out there,
that.
don't be doing that. Don't be trying to
Don't
push
do that. Don't-
animals or people down the stairs.
So if it's attempted murder for human on human, I wonder what it is for a dog or whatever. And let me say something.
Animal cruelty or
Facts.
animal abuse. One of the
Facts,
two.
but I'm sure it's some type of charge too.
Yeah.
So my thing was, and I don't want to stay on this too long, but I was just wondering like what that would be. Like, and I tried to make a phone call. But I did not have the address. Because I was just like, you know what? I'm not even an animal lover, but this is a human life. I mean, this is a life that, okay, if you don't want the dog, then get rid of it. Like, why would you just take your time? Like, I'll take all my anger out on this animal right here. Something that's not going to even...
You better take your anger out on a pillow, a punching bag, some food. If you do drink, you better sip slow. I ain't going to say fast, because the slower you sip, the faster you get lit.
That's facts.
But
and
we're not going to talk about that.
That's another topic.
That's another topic for another episode. Stay tuned for that. But,
yeah, we got that one coming soon, too.
Yeah, we gonna mess around and like, yeah, if you having problems or anger or some stuff, you're not supposed to take it out. No, you human life. You gotta redirect that energy that you feeling. Either put it into creative form, put it into something.
Write down or
something. You cannot
play
sit up
video
there and
games.
hold it in, because by you harboring that energy, and then say you got right there. You got your bad energy. Then you might mess around and get some good energy to surround that. And then you might have some good ass energy around that, and then you got another little bad thing that happened again, and then you got like it might go back and forth, good and bad, good and bad. You don't want to have that big ass shell, but your core is sitting up there, nothing but anger.
Yeah.
You don't want that because that's gonna eat you alive. It's gonna have you to have heart problems, wrinkles, stress out that butt cheeks. What else is it? You gonna go from having luxurious hair to like
We falling out.
you gonna look like Tory Lanez when they tried to play him and he had bald spots right here in the hairline. That's how y'all gonna look if y'all sit up there and do that. Like,
Facts. What is your views on? I know you don't have any children yet. Great guy. Smart moves.
He said, yeah. I ain't found that potential,
And take your time. Take your time. Don't rush. Don't rush. How do you feel about women who, like, if you was with a woman and y'all got like 2 or 3 kids or just one child, and you and her are no longer together, you have filed for, like I said, for divorce, and it is, what's the thing? Help me out. I don't want to mess it up on camera. How they file for divorce is the differences, but it's the words that come before it. Insoluble differences or something like that.
I don't know. That I'm trying to think of the word, but I know what the words you're talking about.
So listen.
And
So y'all not get along, y'all break up.
yeah.
And so to get back at you, she no longer lets you see your son or your daughter. How do you feel about that? But it's out of bitterness and malice. Like, other than that, you was a
You
good.
said it's out of what?
It's out of bitterness and it's out of malice. It's out of hate. It's coming from a negative place. Like, I'm not gonna let you see your kids because me and you not together no more, and I'm gonna push off this hate on the child.
What? No. What? All right. So my thing with that whole predicament right there is, one, like I said again, if you got anger, bitterness, all that shit,
So,
do not, and I mean do not portray that onto your kid, because you supposed to have one of each, a parent, well, a mom and a dad. Regardless of their differences, you got a mom and a dad. Now, for your parent that's sitting up there being bitter and being hateful and being angry and everything, like if it's your mama or something, like, don't necessarily say this to your mama kids, and like, don't sit up there and be like, you need to go get some booty, get some, like, you need to, like, basically, like, find your happy place. Don't sit up there and try, just because that other person is
so you saying basically she need to get some dick in her life if the regular dick is not in her life no more, right? Is that what you're saying?
do that and stop having somebody else's points of views, like, narrow down your anger, because that's necessarily
So
where
you
it's coming
saying
from.
her problem is just because she can't get the dick that she was with, so she can't get yours no more, she didn't find her some dick.
No.
I'm-
I mean,
well,
in a sense of way, yeah. But
So
like,
is she gonna get some steady dick or she just gonna get some random dick?
I mean, that's up to her. If she want to be a hoe around the town, go do your thing.
But you
with
can't
it.
be a hoe and raise the kids. That's not good. That's not
Nah,
good.
because you can't keep bringing different men
Around the kids.
around the kids, and they're gonna be like, "Who is this dude?" To be like, "Are you my dad?" Hell no.
Uncle Tom, Uncle Mike,
we
Uncle
ain't doing all
Larry,
that.
Uncle T.
I ain't-
Because then I'm gonna have an issue with that too. Like, you got too many dudes around my kids.
Oh God! Then I'm gonna have to come in there, smack dude.
Because
If
next
he
thing
say
you
something
know,
wrong to my kid, I'm
yeah.
gonna
Because
smack
next
him.
you know, he's gonna be trying to discipline your child.
Then on top of that, he gonna try to get his perspective onto my kid, and my kid gonna look at me at a different perspective and everything. Cause that, well, like, whatever angle that he necessarily got me off of where he found me or whatnot, if it was from the baby mama, from the ex-wife or whatnot, that's what he's going off of. He doesn't intentionally know me from the 5 years that he's known, like 5 to 10 years that she's known me, or the 2 weeks that he's known me off of that shit. So
Or 2 weeks he know her.
man, so you can't sit up there and like you can't sit up there and directly do that. Like, you can be a good dad, you can be a good mom, but don't sit up there and push your hatred and your feelings towards somebody else onto your kids so they can pass that along. Because at the end of the day, like I said before, you gonna need your mom and your dad at the end of the day. You only get one of them. You might have your mom, and then you might, go somewhere else, and you might have somebody that holds that mom type, like, energy and everything. You be like, all right, well, that's my second mom, that's my third mom. Because I ain't gonna lie, I got that out there right now.
We out
like,
there.
Like, I got, like, a few moms out there. I got one in Chicago, because when I was up there, she was handling some stuff for us, and she was making sure we ate, make sure our lights was good, like, all that. She was up there helping us. I got a mama down here that's known my mom for years. Like,
And I'm your second dad.
Hey,
Go
stop
ahead.
playing with me, nephew.
Go
Stop
ahead.
playing with me. What you talking about?
Oh, I'm your uncle then. Okay, go ahead.
That's a lie. who you hitting in my family then?
Nobody is.
Would you die, man?
There's nothing sexual involved. It's
I
just,
know, but I'm saying though, I gotta bring that logical statement right there. But you gotta be, you my uncle. How? Who you hitting in my family?
Nah,
It's like nah, but nah, that's just the same concept though. Like you don't sit up there and like whatever energy that you are feeling off of that person, don't transfer it to the next person so it can get to them. At the end of the day, disregard that. Look past it. Become a better person because you sitting up there dwelling in that. That person could sit up there and be growing to become a better person.
And it's crazy that you said that because when you hold on to malice and you hold on to hate, all those ugly things, in your heart, you're not gonna grow.
No.
And I can't, and I'm not gonna quote it verbatim. I should know this, but I don't. But I'm not gonna quote it. But it even says it in the Bible. God won't forgive you if you won't forgive somebody else. You know. There's a real close friend of mine. And the reason why I brought that subject up is because there's a real close friend of mine. He has been going through this for a long time, with his mother of his kids and not being able to see the kids. The kids are getting older now; they're approaching teenage years, and he's almost to a point where he's like, my kids are at the point where they can reach out to me for themselves. Like we don't need this wall. She's that wall that helps protect them, and
when they're under, or you better get a ladder, or you better go call like 5 or 6 people and do the military. 1 and 2 and 3, pull me.
When they're little, she can tell them whatever she wants to tell them. But as we get older, when the kids get older, their minds mature and they can figure out like, okay, this is this is that.
Yeah, but you got to think though, like how long have they been under that little
Forever.
Brainwashing, like I ain't gonna say brainwashing, but that
it is brainwashing. It is
of hating that person.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely brainwashing. You hit it definitely on the thing, and I'm just speaking. And I know that he's not the only one that's going through that particular situation right there. Because how many times have you walked in the store or have you seen somewhere and you seen a girl walking down the street and she's pushing the stroller by herself, no man in sight, but there's a baby.
Too many. But you want to know something though? Why it's caused about that, right? Because all the system we got built right now, like
slavery goes back to slavery,
back to the slave days.
Yeah, when they removed the man out of the picture, yeah.
RIP to everybody that's been hit, whipped, and like pushed down because of them egos of a white person, them non-beliefs of integration or a happier life. Don't get me wrong. Like back in the day, we was still like black people were still doing what they had to do, but if we had the power and the resources to sit up there and do even better. And greatness, we have half of what we need, or more than what we need right now. Instead of everybody sitting up there talking about, well, shit, that's why your dad's not here. Huh? That's why your mom's not here. Y'all the reason that we don't have no parents. But we're not gonna talk about that. That's another subject.
Yeah. I mean, I get what you're saying, but it does intertwine with what we're talking about. It's kind of
even with like in the 80s and everything with the crack pandemic and everything. When they sat up there and flooded the whole,
it hit the black community
United
very
States.
hard.
It hit them harder than anybody because for the simple fact, you got the people that's sitting up there selling these drugs into the community. The community knows about it. The community's sitting up there buying them. Mm-hmm. So within that community, you got the police system, you got the people that's selling it, you got the people that's abusing it, and then you got the people that's outside viewing it. Because there's always different levels of viewing something.
Yes, and there's different levels of they come and arrest the small time crack pusher.
Yeah, but they try to get to the big one.
But they're not gonna get to him because they know who he is. He's over there in Mexico. He's in Colombia. He's not gonna get caught. You know what I'm saying? But we'll go get the small one. We'll get the small guy right here.
If we can't get the big people, we'll get the small people. Yeah, it's like doing a pipeline for food or a pipeline for like resources in between the town and everything. Like all it is military tactics and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If you can't necessarily hit that big target, sit up there and hit them smaller targets right there along to where you can have that one person come outside of his little defense gate and be like, okay, who the fuck is messing up my stuff?
Yeah.
And then right then and there, you vulnerable because you came out of your protective zone to sit up there and look at something that's not protecting you. And that person that's out of that protective zone, the person that's at that outside view can sit up there and be like, shit, I got his ass. Now, sniper inbound. Take him out the game.
Yeah.
Resting, killing, shit, bury his ass, anything. Like, it all depends on how you view it. But I can go days for that, but we're not going to do that.
So, in closure to that is, basically, you feel this, like, kind of feel the same way, like, as for any guy. And there's women that's going through it, too, but there's more guys that's going through it as for being pushed out of their kids' lives.
Yeah.
And because the relationship failed and, him and her is not together no more, so the kids suffer. That's who's really suffering. the kids are suffering. There's plenty of kids and some young people that I've talked to, and they talk about growing up in a single family home. It's hard on everybody. It's hard on the mom. It's hard on the kids, especially. They're the ones that's being hurt at the end of the day.
Now let me ask you something like this though: for somebody to live in a single household, single parent household, if you are a woman in a single man household, how are you supposed to sit up there and act feminine? But if you're a man inside of an all woman household, how are you supposed to sit up there and act masculine if you don't have
There's
those?
no man around.
If there's no role
Facts.
model around to sit up there and represent that same energy off of.
Facts. That's true.
Like, cause I thought about that and I seen a couple videos on it. It was like, okay, you got all these new generations of people coming in soft, all these dudes coming in like soft batches and stuff like that. And what for? Because what? They were raised in a single mother home and not set up there and let them.
There was no men. Yeah, they pushed all the men out of the
even
pictures.
If so, the person, that kid, if he wasn't finding one in the household, he was finding some.
They'll turn to the streets.
Yeah, they'll turn to the streets. And that's where you get your gangbangers, dope dealers, and people that so-called care for you. No, they only care for you when you're doing something for them. After that, they can give two fucks about you. Like they sit up there and like you, if you sitting up there, you running behind somebody that's pushing. And you thinking they showing you love. Yeah, they might be showing you love. Y'all both eating.
Till you get yerked up. Yeah.
Yeah, and then after that, you get pushed in by the cops, or you mess around.
Now you got a record.
Yup.
And it's limited to what you can do.
Yup. You might mess around and get hit with a record. You might mess around and start getting like ops and stuff that come after you. Now you got people coming after you, and you got money that you're supposed to be moving and stuff like that. Now you got two dangerous things right there. Then on top of that, what else is it? And say you messed around and lost the money that you were supposed to, or not lost, but you spent the money or you did something
or the
goofy.
cops took it now.
Any of that.
Yeah.
Now you got the ops on you still. You got the man that you supposed to get that money to. And now you got the police, regardless if you black or not. You pushing something.
You fighting a court case.
Yeah. So you got like what 4 to 5 different people coming after you right then and there. And so one person's mind not gonna sit up there and be like, okay, like I can do this, this, and this.
You're not focused on that.
If they not focused on that particular thing, that overwhelming, the stuff that's gonna sit there and overwhelm them, it's gonna crush them.
Yeah.
You see that pressure gonna make a diamond, or that pressure gonna make more dirt. And you can be either or.
That's true. That's true. Great subject.
Like I can go days on that.
Facts. Last but not least, man.
Oh man, he got a good
one. Yeah. Let's get into it. Man, so what high school did you go to?
I went to Hamilton High.
Hamilton High. How was it? How was your experience?
It was smooth. I ain't gonna say like from my 9th grade year to my senior year, I was like in and out.
Let me ask you this right here. So, people that classmates that you knew in kindergarten and first grade, did they travel? I know some people grow apart and some people they go to different classes or whatever.
I know what you're talking about. The same people that I grew up on, like, what is it, grade school with, is like I know I still kick it with some of them here and there. I still reach out to them like, hey, what's up? You good? You cool? And you chilling? Like, what y'all out there doing? Like, I told my homies, even the ones that I'm with, I said, even if I don't see you, talk to you for a week, a couple days, 3 weeks, a month, I know for a fact you out there doing what you got to do. We gonna see each other at the end of the day.
Because you surrounding yourself around good energy.
Yes, because
we're gonna get into that. So, because I got a point. You know I got a point, right?
Always.
So, have you ever came across somebody that didn't keep that same energy?
Yeah, I come across people like that all the time.
Okay, so how do you handle that?
I try to ignore them as best as I can. I really do. But it's hard because by not having a focused mind, you wander.
Do you consider that? Do you consider that person to be your homie or your friend or whatever?
I mean, I have a few homies that's like that, and then I got a few friends that's like that as well.
All right, so
I'm gonna say this: I know a wide variety of people. So when you sitting up here talking about this, in my head I'm picturing some people.
Okay.
And then again, it's like no people pop up in general.
Okay.
So like I know exactly what you're saying.
Okay, so like if you knew somebody, that their energy was not consecutive. But this person is like, one day, because my mom, she talked about that a lot. And I used to wonder when I was a kid, I used to be like, Mom, like, why you be so upset if this person don't speak? She was like, because they should speak. We know each other. And now I'm starting to understand what she meant by that, because when I was like a teenager, I was just like, okay, if they don't speak, who cares? Like, like I'm in my own world. Like I probably wasn't thinking about them anyway, but like as I'm getting older, I'm starting to realize what she was talking about as for, that particular subject or whatever. But Me personally, I'm the same person. I mean, I'm sure you know that.
I mean, yeah, you a spitting image of your mama, you know.
Yeah, that too. But I'm the same person as for. I'm the same person as for. I'm sure you probably felt the same way. I've never treated you in a way. The same energy that I've kept with you.
Yeah, you a Pisces.
It's always
you reflect the same energy.
Double P podcast.
What you talking about, man?
That's a shameless drop. We just had to do that right
Man,
there. Double P
You already know,
podcast.
stay tuned.
But the same energy that you got from me day one is the same energy you get every day, right?
Yeah.
So, point
added into
in
this.
case in point, whichever one. You know, how do you feel about people who don't keep that same energy? Me personally, I feel they're weirdos. I think they are weirdos because if you don't have the same energy, I'm looking for. I expect consistency out of everyone. If you don't fuck with me, you don't fuck with me. If you fuck with me, you fuck with me. I don't want don't. This is not a plant. We not pulling little leaves off the flower. I fuck with you one day. I fuck with you not.
So,
I fuck with you one day.
I know exactly.
I
what
fuck
you're
with
saying.
you. I fuck with you at 7:00. I don't fuck with you at 7:01. I don't want that. I want you to stay consecutive. I want you to stay consistent in how your energy is because I don't like to put people in boxes, but for me, and that's gonna sound indecisive.
But it's you. So
But
it
I
makes
need
sense to you, though, so
but I need the person to stay in that one area.
that energy
Either
that
we
they
cool.
giving.
There you go. Either we cool or we not. And it's not even really a big thing because I can give two fucks one way or another. Real shit though. But I just don't like. Because if you don't decide, I'll decide for you. I'll just be like, okay, I'm just not gonna speak to you no more. I'm just not gonna fuck with you no more. You know what I'm saying? So.
I know. I understand that shit.